Okay, this is a big deal. If you've ever hung out with me, and you've probably heard me talk about roller skating, and if I talk about roller skating, I'm going to send you a couple videos, and the videos are usually going to consist of this YouTube channel called Roc's World. Now, I got into roller skating when I was rehabbing a hip. I had suffered a couple injuries, and I realized the best rehab was roller skating. So my first teacher was technically J-Roc. And I have a platform, and one of my favorite things to do is to reach out to the people that have inspired me the most. And the reason why I love watching this guy skate is because he's so in control. He's not flashy. He's very flashy, but most of you, if you are into roller skating, you know who this guy is. He's a legend. So I had to reach out to him, and I wanted to talk to him about his big three. Super nice guy, and come to find out that the guy that made the videos that I loved so dearly, that taught me the basics of roller skating and the fundamentals, was my good buddy Jermel, who owns Skate Swagger. I'm trying to get him in here, but he's so busy right now. So let's talk about why I love this guy's skating so much. If you look at artists, there's always the person that picks up a guitar or goes onto the dance floor and they're showing off. They're just doing the power moves, they're shredding the solos. And then there's the person that's so good they don't need to do that anymore. It's who they are. They're not showing anything other than they're expressing themselves. Just like in the stunt world, me and most of my favorite stunt people, we always talk about, it's not about the big stunt. The stunt has to tell a story. If you're doing a crazy flip, there needs to be a reason behind it. When I watch J-Roc skate, everything that he's doing has a purpose. And keep in mind that going fast, kicking fast, doing a quick push-up, that stuff is really easy. It's when you actually see someone go slow. Try this out. Jump in the air, and then jump in the air slow. Yeah. If you can jump in the air slow, you can fly. So the idea is, when we're watching movement, if you're watching someone's hands move, look at their feet and see if they're connected. If you're watching someone's feet move, look at their shoulders, look at the way they're connected. And so when I watch movement, a lot of times I see a lot of disconnection, but when I watch this guy move, I see probably one of the most connected living beings on this planet. This guy's insane. So I'm super honored to have spent this time with him. Yeah, this is my conversation with J-Roc from Roc's World. This is Total BS Wellness. This is the big three. If you don't show up in practice, it's all BS anyway. Let's get started. Let me give you a big round of applause. Yeah.
Appreciate it. Thank you. It was a process, but I finally got them.
Where are you? That's a cool room.
I'm in my living room right now because I do life insurance. So with that, I got to be in a position to have an awesome background. I don't have a camera like yours.
Oh, yeah.
Because that
blur
looks
it out.
good.
Yeah, it's like, so I live in a warehouse, right? So I have downstairs I have three big rooms. One is a martial arts dojo, one is like a yoga functional fitness / it's also where I roller skate. And then I also have this area, which is like, this is where I do like body work and bone setting and meditation and stuff. Right. And I live upstairs. So yeah, I have a lot of space.
That's in Oakland?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How'd you get that?
I talked to a guy. This was kind of an abandoned building. Yeah. And I met the guy, and I mean, it's funny. I just talked to one of the missing persons police officers, that one of his jobs was to pull, people out of this building that I live in. This was just a bunch of homeless dudes, and right out in front was just prostitutes, and I called it Condom Alley. It was like where all the prostitutes came and all the gangs and sideshows and stuff happened right basically in my parking lot. And just came in, and now that's a garden, and in here it's, we just ripped all the walls out and pulled the mold out, and put in electrical, bathroom, kitchen, made it nice. Yeah, a lot of work. It was a lot.
Congratulations. Of work. That sounds like a couple of years of work, but I'm pretty sure you got it done in some months, right?
I got it done. I got it done in about a month and a half. And
really?
Yeah, I mean, but just livable. So just got it usable. Okay. Because I feel that kind of we'll talk about this too, but like there's nothing better than done. There's nothing more perfect than done. You know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I mean? To where you can get to work, right?
Yeah.
Like my whole life is about setting up to where I can work. And so that's it. But all right, what's your name, man?
Name. You want the government name, or you want the YouTube?
Let's give them both.
Handle.
Yeah.
All right, so Jedidia Henderson. I'm not ashamed of that because I have that on all my pages. But Jedidia, a lot of people struggle with that, so I just try to tell them, just call me Jay. So that's where initially the J-Roc came into place. It was from like a 80s movie too. My dad, he used to watch this one movie. I forgot what it was called, but kid J-Roc was on there. So anyways, I took on that name, that handle, and then later on it just became, when I started with Jamel, the guy and recording videos back in 2016, that's where I came up with Roc's World, because it was my world, so I just wanted to show everybody some of the basic stuff that I do, but everything on my handles was J-Roc until like last year. Then I was like, forget it. Everybody's calling me Roc's World, so I'm gonna just stick with that one. But yeah.
Did you did you originally start those videos? Because those videos that I watched when I first started skating, was that Jamel shooting those?
Yeah,
it was.
Yeah, the first, all of the episodes that are on there, I believe it's 8 of them right now. But Jamel, he shot them all. We actually shot more than that. I think we have a total of like 12 or 13 different tutorials that we didn't produce yet. Jamel, he produced it, maybe I think 3 of them, and then the rest of them I kind of produced myself. But with that, because I made that move from there to here, from California to Florida, which this is how I'm gonna break it down. So in 2016, it was November, and I said to myself, I want to record videos and start putting up tutorials, because on YouTube, you didn't really see that. You didn't really see any guys putting up tutorials, for one. For two, you didn't see the basic stuff. Like, I see people teaching tutorials. This is how to skate forward. You just push and keep going. But what do you do with your upper body? What do you do with your body mechanics, the lower body? How do you prevent yourself from falling? How do you fall? Right? Yeah. So then I said to myself, well, you know what? I want to just do it. So I was running the idea behind with Jamel, and he was just like, you know, bro, that's dope. Let's just do that. I was driving. We met each other halfway. So I was going, me personally, I was heading east, or maybe 30 minutes out the way. He was coming west, and we would link up at this one park, which you guys see on the YouTube. Well, then it was December of 2016 when I got started. We're recording the videos. We recorded our last video, I want to say, of June of 2017. And then I moved from California out to Florida, or Miami, in August of 2017. So it was kind of all of a short spurt of videos, but at the same time, we got it done. I have my daughter in the background. I'm pretty sure you can hear her, right?
What's her name?
Sky.
Okay.
Sky. Yeah. She's not gonna want to be alone. So, you know, give me 1 second. One second.
Of course.
And she can run around a bit, but Sky, you gotta say hi. Say hi, Sky.
Hey, Sky. How's it going?
Can you see?
Ooh. Oh yeah. How old is she? 15 months?
15 months.
Aw. Hey, little Sky. She just waved to me.
She don't want to sit down. She don't want to get away from me. She just want to be up here. All right. So
yeah. First off, like, I love the fact that you did those videos with Jamel, because like I was just like, hey, I found this guy, because I started skating in 2016, and you know Jamel, he's just gonna help you fix your skates. Like that guy, you can't be in a room with him without this giant man walking up to you and just becoming your friend. I mean, I'm sorry, you can't. And he's like, let me look at your skates, because he saw, you know, I'm very systematic, so that's why I liked your videos, because and that's also why I like your skating. You have fundamentals, and I can always see your fundamentals coming through, and when you have good fundamentals, you can express.
Yeah.
and you know, and so you're not just learning tricks, you're literally expressing yourself. And that's why I was like, I like this guy. And you can always tell the best because their fundamentals just look clean. And
Oh man.
yeah, and that's
Appreciate that.
you know, I mean, I told you, I don't care if you whip out a backflip or anything. It's like, can you just exist and look natural?
Yeah.
And this is kind of what I want to talk to you about. Like, you know, what was when you were learning to skate? Like, who did you have any influences, or were you a dancer, or you know, where did you pull your inspiration from in that work?
I am one of four. It's four kids. My
Mm-hmm.
dad and my mom. My dad, he used skating since he was 8 years 8 years old,
Oh,
right?
okay.
My mom, she started skating. That's how they met each other. So, anyways, when they first had their kids, right, all four of us, two boys, my older brother, me, and my two younger sisters, they said
Mm-hmm.
all my kids are going to skate, all of them. So
All
what
right.
happened was, as soon as we were able to walk, that's when we started skating. So all of us, we started skating at 2 years of age, or age
Oh,
two, right?
okay.
So, anyways, I've been skating since two, and as I progressed, I went through the changes of a love-hate relationship. I hated it, hated it, loved it, because we didn't just skate. My dad made us perform. So we just had to get on stage, all siblings,
Uh,
and get out there and perform. But my
mm,
influences, it would come from everybody. I mean, literally,
right.
a lot of people say, everybody is. No, I mean like everybody. I mean those who just get started, the rookies, the ones who've been skating for years before I have, and the people who have been skating for in between, right? The reason why is because with most people you can find things that you don't do or you forget about that'll be like, oh, I used to do that move, or I seen somebody do that move, or I haven't seen that thing in a while.
Mm-hmm.
And what you can do is either adapt it, right, or teach it, learn how to teach it. And me personally, I like to do both. I like to adapt all the moves that I can see and be able to teach it, so that way not only can I add it to my repertoire because it makes skating that much more fun, but at the same
Yeah.
time, now I can teach it to those who may have questions. And one thing that I really do enjoy is people who have that drive to be like, man, I really want to go skating. I really want to go skating. And I like to keep those people with that drive. So each time I see somebody new at the skatering, whether they're wearing rentals, the brownies, or whether they, been skating for a while, my thing is, what can you teach me and what can I teach you? So it kind of works hand in hand.
So in skating, you know, there's the regional styles. It's kind of like how music was that way too before kind of
Hmm.
the homogeny of technology and kind of brought us all. And each thing has their style, but
Okay, yeah. So like you said, I don't have a style. I
right at
I
all.
take
Yeah.
I take a style from whoever I see. I see I may have some poor connection, so if I start breaking up, just let me know,
It's
okay?
okay. Yeah.
But when it comes down to style, I'm more so like the chameleon. I just adapt and take what I like from where I see it,
Yeah.
and then I just put that in my repertoire. But when it comes down to music, music is for me. I've always been a fan of all types of music, whether it was any genre, right? Just if I can hear it and I can feel it, then I want to play with it. So therefore, the best way for me to play with music is I used to dance.
Hmm.
So when I did dance, it was hip hop dance, pop lock, old school, 80s, 90s, 70s dance style, and adapting that to my skate life or my skate style. I'm able to I'm able to create what you mentioned earlier, art, right? A
Hmm.
story,
Hmm.
something that I really enjoy seeing in a lot of different skate styles. Now, for me, music is really just based off of if I hear something within that music I like, I'm using it, whether it's rap, anybody singing, whether it's no voice at all, and it's just music, instrumental, or whether it's something slow, something extremely fast. I say, how can I play with this? Because I really like this music, though it's not skate music. A lot of the times, how can I make it skate music? And then that's where you'll get some of my videos from where I'm not at a skater rink or I'm not recording for my tutorials, where I'm just out there just recording for myself. I usually just find some random music, and I just say, you know what, let's see what I can do with this one,
Yeah.
right? And then I go from there. Yeah, so we actually started performing when I was 8. Auditions, by the time you made it to the big stage, that's usually where you won a huge big trophy or you won the opportunity to go to the actual Apollo in New York. And so we always took either third or a rising star at the end of it. We always, I mean, we would in the semifinals and so on and so forth. But once we got to the last competition with the top 7 people, either a little girl who can sing tomorrow will win, or little
Yeah.
things like this. So we got a lot of envy coming up. But with that, I hated roller skating. I didn't. I
Oh, yeah.
started actually, yeah, in high school. I started actually deciding to go there to get away from your high school problems. When I started doing it, I started seeing a lot of the kids who were coming up to the rink, looking up to me and wanting to talk to me. And I was very introverted. I was very personal. I didn't really talk to anybody. So
Hmm.
after getting involved and as a sophomore in high school, I decided, you know what, these kids are coming up. They really have nobody to look up to in a lot of places. So I'm gonna just go ahead and be the influencer. So I did, and as I started doing that, I started teaching classes, doing little things at the skater rink, as well as traveling and doing them on the street. Started teaching adults who were 2 times older than me, right?
Yeah.
18, teaching 36-year-olds and whatnot how to do the basic stuff. And so I just always had a love for teaching people. But when it came down to the kids, my main thing was any event that we could do, whether it was doing for free or not, it didn't matter. I, I wanted to do an event for the kids because I knew that that was going to be the generation that kept roller skating going. That was my thing. Anything for the kids, I was doing.
So I'm all about the basics. And what are some of the basics that you see most people like skip?
Uh, how do you keep your balance?
Mm.
So that's a number one basic. Like, how do you keep your balance when you're skating? Like, people tell you when you get out there on the skatering floor, you start off by just simply pushing off and scooting forward, or
Hmm.
start by walking and stepping. And I get it. I agree with all of that. But how do I keep my balance? How do I keep from falling backwards?
Yeah.
How do I keep from falling forward? How do I keep from falling to the side? And people always say bend at the knees, but then I was like, okay, so if I don't bend at the waist, am I still standing straight up if I just bend at the knees? No, I'm
Hmm.
kind of on a recline, right? So
Yeah.
I kind of, my dad, he breaks it down to the point where it's like, if you don't know body mechanics, then at least you'll know it by the time he's done. So we always encourage bend at the knees and at the waist. I will always start off that way, bend at the knees and at the waist, because you find your center of balance that way. And then as far as the leg spread, I break that down too, because a lot of people don't know how far to spread their legs. But
Yeah.
that's like the basic body mechanics.
Hmm.
Basic.
You were also talking about, and this is martial arts too, like the upper body. It's like your punch. People focus on the hand, but it's really the legs, and and when I'm throwing kicks,
Yeah.
it's what's on the ground. It's not what's in the air. And so it's shoulders connect with hips, elbows connect with knees, wrists connect with ankles. And
Hmm.
you had mentioned, it's all about connection, and that's one of the things
Correct.
I like about your motion. Like, where'd you find that one out? What was your process in that?
So as a dancer, you learn that as a
Okay.
dancer. My dad didn't
Yeah.
really break that down for us, but as a dancer, because my dad always told us, you want to be able to go both ways. You never want to be stuck in one way, because if you come in a situation, because he skated on a national level where, even internationally, like when you have a crowd of people of maybe about 1,000+ people on one skating rink floor that holds a capacity of 700 people, you got to figure out how to get through these people without
Hmm.
falling and creating this pile up. So how do you
Yeah.
do that? You learn how to go both ways. You learn how to maneuver in several
Mm.
different evasive ways. So one of the things that I did as a dancer was I adapted that to my dance life, and I started thinking to myself, like how do I break down certain things, like certain moves, and how do I make it make sense? Like, how can I teach this to somebody without me just saying, hey, just do this, right? So
Yeah.
I know, like, I can feel my muscle, my back contracting. I can feel my shoulder contracting. Like, I know exactly which muscles that are moving, even though I may not know the name of the muscle. So when it comes down to, like you were saying, it starts off at the ground. It's in the hips before you make a kick or before you throw a punch. When it comes down to skating, a lot of people, when they turn, they say, look, just step out and turn. But what do you do with your upper body? Like, how does that apply to this turn? Or even when it comes down to when you're doing the splits, or some people call the scissors, what do you do with your upper body? Do you just let it limp, right? Like, how is that helping out with your balance? So therefore, I take certain things, moves, and I break down what do you do with your head, on how to keep your head in a certain location, whether you keep it down or you keep it up. What are you watching for? How does it feel? Like, let's say you're kicking with your left leg. Or how does your right leg feel? What is your right leg doing? Because you want to go back the opposite way. So you want that to mirror exactly what you're doing with the other leg. So when it comes down to upper body, it's very important to understand exactly how that intertwines with your lower part. Even though we're skating with our legs, the upper body plays a very, very big part when it comes down to doing certain moves and keeping your balance.
Yeah, so. You were talking about. I remember working on this one job and we were doing this kind of acrobatic move, this gymnastics move, and like we'd do it, and then I would always go in the corner and do it lefty, right? Because everyone. And I remember watching this one stunt guy, he's one of the best in the world, and we had to roll over our right shoulder, but then they switched the shot, and so now he had to roll over his left shoulder, and he realized, oh my God, I don't know how to roll over my left shoulder. Like, he's one of the best in the world, but he never rolls over his left shoulder. And so not only do we need to understand our balance, but what are the supplemental things that you do to actually balance out your skating? Is there anything that you actually do before and after, or exercise or yoga or anything like that?
Yeah, so me, I'm just an athlete. So I play sports. I play basketball. So basketball, you got to learn how to go both sides.
Yeah.
As far as running, I used to be a runner. You got to learn how to get off the blocks. And let's say you hurt one leg and you can't really push off, then you got to learn how to get off the blocks with the other leg. Like just little things coming up. Even playing video games, right?
Yeah. So
with playing video games, sometimes I'll do things like eat with one hand and use the other hand to fiddle with the joystick. It's just a lot of little things. But when it comes down to roller skating, my biggest thing is, for me, it's mainly mental because I've been developing it the whole time. But my advice to people will be like, develop yoga or get into yoga, get into meditation, because meditation has a big part to do with most of the things you do when you're trying to develop and grow as a person. You got to see yourself doing it, right? You can't just get out there and do it. And unless you have a great teacher who's going to make it happen where you don't really have to see yourself, you just got to go there and perform. So I would say probably the biggest thing is stretching and yoga. That's probably the biggest things for me. Me and my wife, we do that in the morning time, usually on the weekends at the beach here in Miami, and it's just it keeps your body youthful.
Yeah. So so I'm getting a truck, and I'm going to be, because I'm sick of being in the warehouse and in the homeless war that is going on. And so someone asked me what I'm going to do with the truck, and I was like, I'm going to drive to Miami, I'm going to jump in the ocean, and I'm going to drive home. And that's what I'm doing. So.
You know how far that drive is?
I know exactly how far. I've done that drive many times. Yeah.
Geez,
and
man, I did. By yourself?
Yeah, man.
Oh man,
I got friends. I'll stop and say hey to people. But when I get out there, I'm going to. I'm exceptionally mediocre at skating. And so I'm going to definitely hit you up. So now I just want to go through the big three. My big three are music, movement, and food. I want to talk to you about, like, what would your big three be? The things that kind of balance out your mind, body, spirit. Like, I feel with movement, music, and food, I can connect with anybody. What do you think? What would your big three be?
That's a great question. I would say movement, for one. Obviously, I have that, but I would say anything that feeds your mind. So
Hmm.
whether it's reading, whether it's music, whether it's personal time with yourself, with the
Hmm.
family, but mainly stuff for you. For me personally, it would be like meditation time. I do a lot of meditation time, so it would be
Hmm.
movement, meditation, and because I would say opportunity.
Hmm.
I would say opportunity. I say keep an open mind and just do. Like for me, I'm right now. I'm in the process of just
You're
embracing
seeking.
the moment. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
seeking
you're
just
seeking.
just for newness, right? Just
Yeah.
things that I'm not used to doing, things that keep me in my youth or keep me learning, things that it's just. I don't know if you've seen the movie Yes Man. Have you seen that movie with Jim Carrey? Yes Man.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I remember the movie. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah. So he was going through an issue, a slump, right in the beginning of the movie, and he went to, I believe it was, I think it was Tony Robbins, and Tony Robbins' big thing was everybody just say yes, just say
Hmm.
yes, 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 yes. No matter what comes your way, just say yes. So after that point, life for him took him to a whole new level
Yeah.
when he just started saying yes. He was
Hmm.
saying yes to hanging out with people when he normally wouldn't hang out. He kind of took his schedule and threw it out the window. I'm not saying do that, but what I'm saying is
Yeah.
when opportunity comes,
Yeah.
say yes, right?
Yeah.
Grasp the moment because you only have this one, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right now, you only have this one life to make things happen. Um, just grasp the moment, man. Say yes. So pretty much just opportunity. So I just always look for opportunity, anything new that's new. So
I need music to skate to. I can only skate to weird stuff as much as it's really funny. Like, I mean, the things that I skate to sometimes. I mean, I'll have some weird. I was listening to some weird obscure Ethiopian prog rock band roller skating to it the other night.
let me
But
get that when you get the chance. I want to hear
yeah,
that.
yeah, 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 yeah. It'll blow your mind. But is there anyone that you've been like modern or old or anything that's been inspiring you lately?
I'm a fan of Drake and what he
Okay.
produces. His musicality with his music is phenomenal. His genre is broad, and he kind of hits a lot of different points. So I would say with him, anything that he produces, typically when I like it, whether it's some music that you don't listen to or you don't skate to, I usually would just try it out and see what happens.
Yeah, yeah,
so I t- so I typically reach out to my people, so my skate fam, and see what you guys got, so that
yeah.
way I can take that and work that.
You were saying you wanted people to send you some music and you'll put together. That's what I love about you.
Yeah.
You actually put together. I mean, you have really great freestyles, but then you take a moment and you're like, I want to do this thing with this song. So
Yeah.
that's my favorite part is like you just released a video of you putting together a routine. That was great. Yeah.
Yeah, you like that?
Oh,
Oh,
I
cool.
loved it.
Yeah, because I was like, I haven't seen it. People don't like to show the ugly. They don't like to
Yeah, yeah.
show the process of going through
Hmm.
certain things. And I was just like, I don't know what I'm about to do today. So I figured instead of me, because lately I've been just putting out or producing like 1 minute, 60-second clips of me putting something together and not really showing any type of mess ups or things
Yeah.
like that. I was like, at this, if I'm going to be getting back into Roc's world and showing people the skating, a lot of people want to see skating, but more people want to see the real you. Like they want
Yeah.
to see, like, is this person human? Can I do that too?
Yeah.
And my thing is, I want to make sure that I show that anybody can do it. So
Yeah.
yeah, I love that you love. That was great.
I like your slow, controlled stuff because again, like,
Uh huh.
I was talking to you about this earlier. So many people are not just, but there's so much showing off and like, watch me do this move and then this move and then this move and then this move. But then there's this one where you're like, I'm better on skates or something like that, and it was I think to a Missy Elliott song. But you're truly, it's almost like popping in line. But the thing that I notice most about you is your upper body is connected too. Like you're expressing with your hands and your wrists,
Yeah.
and then you're doing very slow but Like, for example, I remember I was working with these capoeiristas, and they were doing these crazy power moves, but I was teaching them, and I would just stop the move in the middle, and I would like explain what I'm doing. And they were like, that is, and people don't realize how difficult it is to do something slow. And so when I watch you, especially your legs are really long, dude. I don't know how you control those things. And, so I see the magic and the control in what you're doing, man. Yeah.
Yeah. No, Matt, I appreciate that. Yeah, the slow controlled movements is probably the most challenging for me. So when I have the opportunity to express that, to actually do something that I think is dope, because even that Missy Elliott song, you'll never hear it at the skater rink. You'll never hear that at the skater rink, right?
Yeah.
But it was like, why not? I like the song, I like the music, I like the beat. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to work it to the point where it doesn't look like I'm just doing slow moves, right? I want to try to hit the musicality of the song. Mm-hmm. So with the Missy Elliott one, that was a big challenge, and of course, it was like one scene and then it cut to a next one, because within that middle portion, it was just a lot of dead space that I was like, let me just cut that out. But typically, that was all me practicing, trying to get ready for a show me and my wife was doing for the for this parade out here in Miami. I did it in Cali, but I was coming out here to do a parade 2 months later in Miami. So that's why I was working out that song. But yeah, it was.
Does she skate? Does your wife skate?
Oh yeah, she skates. I think she got 10 years now.
All right, man. So I'm not going to take up any more time. You got to go. You got to go hang with your kid. But I got to send you some stuff. And I'm just again, like you're talking about seeking, and my whole thing is I seek out people that inspire me, and I have a great life because I'm not afraid to just. Because as an artist, I know that I love hearing when people like what I do, and so I love what you do. And when I told like my friends that I skate with, I'm like, I'm about to do one of these big threes with Roc's World, and they were just like, so big. You got a lot of love out here, and and I love sharing your stuff, and I love sending your stuff to people. Yeah, so. Thanks a lot.
Well, then, here go the exclusive then. All right, so I'm actually working on. I have a company. I'm not going to disclose the name yet because I still got to get it LLC. But I have a company. It's a fitness company, and what I'm gonna start doing, which I've been working on already, is breaking down certain moves that you can do to hit muscle groups. Right. Mm-hmm. So if you want to do chest, legs, or certain things, you can take these moves and go skate and just do those moves. For those who are afraid to go to the gym right now with the COVID-19, well, also included into that, starting, I want to market by August, if not prior to that, I'm gonna start doing fitness aerobics classes with these moves that I'm gonna start teaching and pushing out there. It's gonna be like 30-40 second clips, right? But I'm gonna push those out there, so when you start seeing those, and when you get to about maybe 10-15 clips, just know that soon all those moves are going to get formed into an aerobics routine,
like a language.
There you go. So I got an aerobics class that I'm gonna have. It's going to be national, international. Is going to be through whether Zoom or Skype. I still haven't figured that part out, but I'm gonna make sure it's where anybody can come and join if they can get to the cement or any type of terrain that they can skate on, whether it's upstairs in their house. It doesn't matter. I just want to make sure that I'm able to help everyone stay fit, but at the same time learn new moves while doing that. So now it's not only just fitness, but it's also fun. So I got that coming. So look for that. All right.
Yeah, when I was teaching myself, actually, I'm going to stop this. I ain't telling people about this.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Is there anything you'd like to leave us with as fans of Roc's World? You've been blowing up too, by the way.
You said I've been blowing up?
Yeah. Well, I mean, the skating thing is blown up, and you were kind of top of the food chain of it.
Yeah, well, I did pause for a long time.
Yeah.
So I guess the main thing that I would want to say to my skate fam, because I don't call you guys fans, because I mean it's like fans are people that sometimes you just be like, you know what, okay, I'm gonna just sign an autograph.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
more
yeah.
so like, let's
Yeah.
hang out,
Yeah, yeah.
right? So the one thing that I would say is just keep going. Skating is big. There's gonna be a lot of changes. If you like or enjoy skating, don't let anybody tell you that you're doing it wrong or you're doing horrible, because there's a lot of people who are stuck in their ways,
Hmm.
and there's a lot of people who would love to break people down unconsciously, and
Yeah.
that's just their way of life, right?
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure you experienced that. But when I was coming up, as I started going more national on the skate scene, I started seeing skaters who I felt were better than me, which prevented me from expressing myself on certain nights, as well as uh, prevented me from posting certain videos. And with that, if I would have stopped myself 100%, then I wouldn't be doing this with you today, because you wouldn't see Roc's World. I wouldn't have Roc's World. I would just be J-Roc skating around on a national level. So never let what somebody is doing stop you
Hmm.
from doing or being who you are. All right, just that's it. Just stay focused on you, because what you do is greatness, and everybody looks up to somebody. So
Yeah,
you'll be that person.
and if you know, and it's funny because like yeah, there could be someone doing crazy stuff, but you come out and you have your own style, and
Yeah,
you stick out. Like, and that's the whole thing. Like, Willie Nelson wasn't a good singer, but like
mm.
you always know when he opens his mouth. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And so that's important. And man, thank you so much for your time. I'm a big
yeah.
fan.
You too.
I'm a fan. You were my first. You were technically, whether you know it or not, you were my first roller skating teacher. So
Yeah, I appreciate
you're
that. Yeah,
my
you know what?
you're my
You
sensei.
could you could my dad is my fan too. So you can claim being a fan. I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
But again, my dad's my fan, but he's my family. So
yeah.
I'm not gonna call you a fan.
Awesome,
Yeah.
man. I hope you guys enjoyed that. It was an honor just to talk to this guy, and I've always wanted to. And I realized that some of the best relationships in my life were from me reaching out to the people that inspired me the most. That was a big deal for me. I've been running around all happy, so I really loved what he had to say about being about the fundamentals and about seeking. And yeah, he's a family guy. Anyone that's doing some sort of art form loves to hear from the people that appreciate it. So I really want you guys to know this. Now, we're not going to call up Radiohead, right? But honestly, I was way more influenced by the people that I could talk to. The guys that really inspired me to keep working were the people that were working next to me, not the people up on the stage. So reach out to the people that inspire you. Just throw them an email or just give them a thumbs up, and seek and support. All right, it's Total BS Wellness. I'm Matt.